Hello, and welcome back to Tech Artist 41, or if you're new, thank you for joining us. So what this will be about will be the INL-retro version 2, part 2 of a multi-part series for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. So down below, in every video of this series, I will have listings of how to get the device, and the software, as well as my edits. And a few other things that I'll list down below in a moment. Well, after I record this. And I do change this, I do change my link. Well, I update it at least every so often when I do find things that I need to change. So I'm inserting a normal cartridge. It just so happens to be Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, the first one. Alright, and I'm opening my main.bat file, hitting number 4, and taking myself a little bit of time to hit number 1 and then number 1 again. But for normal cartridges, for Game Boy cartridges specifically, they will be 1024, which is 1 megabyte. 1024 kilobytes is what all this is measured by. And it doesn't take too long for a Game Boy cartridge to dump. It only takes maybe 30 seconds. It really doesn't take that long. And of course, I'm going to do one thing that RetroArch just doesn't like. And that means drag it on. But this one wouldn't have worked anyway because it wasn't securely placed in correctly. I don't know how. Well, it happens every single time anybody puts in a cartridge inside of any device. I'm trying it to no avail, but dragging it won't really help in any instance, so. And there we go, failed to load content. So what I'm doing here is opening up a Hex Editor, and it will show me exactly what's going on. And, well, right here, it just tells me it didn't read right. If you get anything like this is just it's a tool to help you see what is inside something or to code if you're into coding, but it is a helpful tool for anything that you do dump. So just be wary that sometimes you'll get that, sometimes you'll get nothing. You just need to make sure that your cartridge is firmly in the actual port itself. There are times when it does not dump right, and you just have to make sure you either clean your cartridge or insert it a bunch of times. Both ways work. But to make sure that this is correct, yep, you see Bugs Bunny? There we go. It looks like it turned out well. And to just doubly check, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Wish I could tell my past self, no, redo this. I could, but it'd be an uneventful endeavor. there we go. A game cartridge works. So you see 1024? That is a normal size for a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color cartridge. And 1024 kilobytes is 1 megabyte. Alright, so we turn off the device, take out the cartridge, place in, yes, the fake cartridge. You'll see why this is the fake in a moment, but any fake cartridge will have issues, and it really depends on what issues they are. But my issue with this one is when you dump it, it incorrectly saves. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. And of course it didn't take very long, so I just cut it out. Well, that's annoying. It also makes it so that you have to exit out of it. But as you did see there for a moment, it is 2 megabytes in file size, and I forgot to turn it off, didn't I? There we go. After the fact. So I'm switching it with the true gold cartridge. And of course, it doesn't take very long at all, so try this again. There we go. 2 megabytes. 2048 in file size. Yeah, don't mind me about the option thing. I don't know why I'm hitting it. I must have been tired that night. There we go. It saves properly and you can continue your game. Yeah, make sure you get the actual cartridge and not a fake. So right here I'm using Mario Tennis to demonstrate exactly what I mean by special cartridges or certain cartridges that are larger than a standard Game Boy or Game Boy Color cartridge. And these are few and far between, but these are anything that have a battery in them. And I mean a battery in them, not added to them. Alright, and now we move on to GBA. But if you do use a rumble cartridge Game Boy or Game Boy Color game, they will work under the normal settings, so you do not have to use the larger setting. So, and with that, let's move on to GBA. So this is a normal cartridge, so it will be 8 megabytes in file size. So it's 1024 times 8, if you're not following. Alright, so it's finished. And now we wait. Yeah, just recording this and waiting for my past self. Alright. Let's drag the game. There we go. And now we move on to the next cartridge that I had planned. Well, the next type of cartridge that I had. So these are the GBA video cartridges that have videos on them that have been made into cartridges. A set of videos, not just a single set. But this is how you dump it. So you choose the option that says for GBA video and just wait. It does take a couple minutes, so be patient. Do something else. Watch some shows or whatever you wish. But one thing to note with these cartridges is they are 32 megabytes in file size. All of these different cartridges do not take up that much in space. So the fact that there's a little bit of buffer in them, it really does not matter. And you don't need to know what buffer is in order to dump these cartridges. Yeah, my mistake. That's my fault of trying to put a bat file into a ROM reader, which it's not supposed to do. There we go. Alright, so that worked just fine. But as you can see, it is 32 megabytes in file size, which is 1024 by 32. And I will constantly say this just because 1024 is what you should be measuring by for the file size for any of these types of cartridges. Anything above the NES, SNES, basically just those cartridges. But these are the cartridges that will not work. Pokemon and the Sonic Advance series. As far as I know, there's only 3 Sonic Advance series. And I only have the second one and the third one. But all the Pokemon versions for GBA will not work with this device as far as it is right now. that is almost 99% will work with this device for converting into a ROM file, which you can choose whatever emulator you like as well. Alright, so it just finished. Now we check the cartridge. Well, as you might have guessed, yep, this cartridge will show nothing, say nothing, and also you'll see nothing. You'll just see a bunch of F's, which just means that nothing came across. So these are the only cartridges that I've had issues with. So the Sonic Advance series and the Pokemon series. I wish it did work, but these are the only ones. Other than that, all GBA games work fine as far as all the ones that I've tested. And I've tested every single one, and only those cartridges themselves do not work. But for the Rumble Pack, of what I mean by it does have a battery, but it is not inside the actual circuitry of the hardware. So that's mostly what I meant earlier, that it's not needed for the larger size. But just make sure you have all the software downloaded, and if you wish to use my edits, it does help for you, more so for you. And these are also my instructions as well that will help guide you through each and every different type of cartridge. If you have any other questions, just make sure to leave a message down below, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. I've just been busy like everyone else has been busy. I do work for most of the time, and I'm not a morning person by any means. So, I hope to see you guys next time, and this is Tech Artist 41 signing off.